Hey, it's your old pal Chris Peel, writer, creator, bootlegger comics, the Nostradamus Effect. All right, gang. So, as some of you may know or may not know, the crowdfund campaign for the Nostradamus Effect ended this past Thursday at it was noon. So we did not make our goal. We did not make our funding goal. That's quite all right. This was pretty much an experiment of sorts. I knew I wasn't really allowing myself enough time to, build up an audience on YouTube, but I also didn't want to wait, an extended period of time to build that audience up. I just wanted to hit the ground running. So that's what we did, and learned a lot. Got some great information out from this campaign. I even just after launching, I had already picked up on some things that I should have done differently. Some things that I couldn't go back and fix. So, for instance, the 5-page preview that I commissioned from the artist Carlos Granda, I was just kind of thinking in just linear terms, when I set it up, and so I just was like, we'll just have him do the first 5 pages. The problem, though, is the first 5 pages all take place during the French Revolution, and kind of after I launched, I realized I was like, oh, well, crap, everybody's going to think it's a period piece, which it is not. It takes place in modern day. So I started doing to kind of combat that, I guess. I started doing trailers and stuff like that with voiceovers, specifically mentioning that it is a modern day, horror thriller type story. So I picked up on that right off the bat. And but there was nothing I could do about it. I can't commission any more pages. I blew my wad there initially, so I just had to make do with it, and still make do with it. But that's okay. I mean, the art's fantastic. Carlos did an amazing job, and it looks great. So. And we'll look at that. We'll look at once we look at these numbers. We'll see. Okay, what happened? What do the numbers tell us? What information can we glean from this data? And it's valuable data. So I'm gonna see if I can figure out how to share my screen. Screen share. There we go. Oops. Where is it? No, I don't want to share that one. Bear with me here, folks. I'm new to this. Share screen. Here it is, Nostradamus Effect. All right. So here's all the analytics. So we see Nostradamus Effect number 1, occult apocalypse thriller. Yes. Thriller. All right, so we see we had $1,223 pledged, reached 14% of our goal with 22 backers. All right, so that gives us our total. This breaks it down from where the pledges came from. That's our average pledge. So 16% came from Kickstarter, and that's pretty cool. 83% from external referrers. And let's see. Let's look at our backer source here. So, all right, let's see what this is telling us here. So Bitly. So that's going to be that number of pledges were 4. That's where we got 62% of our pledges. Those are most likely from links that I sent out via text message, because the link from Kickstarter was so flippin' long. Like X didn't like it, so I created this shortened version on Bitly, and I put that on X. But as we can see down here, it shows that we got 3 from X, so 5% we got from X. App search, we got another 5%. Navigated to Kickstarter, search within the app, enter the term, and select. Okay, so they went to their app and they searched the Nostradamus Effect, and that's how we got them. Discovery category. Let's see. Backer navigated from main category, direct to project. Okay, so let's see. 8. That's 4. So we got 6 backers just from Kickstarter alone. So that's pretty freaking good, man. So that tells me that the layout and everything was working. And let's see. Oh, another thing I did, and I found this out too late, was I was getting a lot of traction as far as views and stuff like that from Instagram. I wasn't getting a whole lot with X, and definitely not with YouTube. So I started focusing on Instagram, because what I was doing, I was boosting posts, but I wasn't spending a whole lot of money. I'd boost a post for anywhere from 24 to 48 hours, and spend like $20, and I'd end up with 7,000 views on a post, a bunch of new followers, a bunch of likes and that kind of stuff. But let's look here. So Instagram sent us one backer. So from all that, I want to say from all the boosts I posted, just based on views alone, I want to say I had somewhere around probably 30,000 views all totaled on all the posts that I boost. I didn't do a whole lot. And again, I wasn't spending a whole lot of money, but still, you'd think 30,000. And out of that, we got 1. And this tracks with what I've heard experienced crowdfunders say, that YouTube is kind of your best, performer as far as conversion rates from like followers to backers. And we're seeing that right here with this Instagram. So that matches up there. So let's see. So we definitely got conversions on multiple channels though. So that's what's really cool. So again, X sent us 5%, Kickstarter, 6, got 6 from Kickstarter. So the app was really doing some heavy lifting for us. That's good. Direct traffic. That's interesting. Instagram, search, email, last chance to back reminder. That got us 1. Discovery landing page. Google. So somebody Googled it. YouTube sent us 1. That's cool. There's another one that Kickstarter got. Oh, that was $1. Well, that's cool, man. Maybe they didn't have the dough for a full-on book, but they just wanted to say, hey, man, go for it. That's awesome. All right. So what we're learning here is the page works. The concept converts. Okay. And, you can see that with the backer sources. like I said, Bitly 4, Kickstarter 6, X with 3, Instagram 1, YouTube 1. You know, we weren't dependent on one pipeline for discovery. And then the discovery brought backers. You know, that's let's see here. Here we go, right here. Project followers. So project followers, we had 53 people following the project, 8 converted, 15% conversion rate. That is great. That is a really good conversion rate. I want to say 15 to 27, I think, is considered strong. So obviously the people who saw it liked what they saw, it resonated with them, and they backed it. So what this really is telling us is there just wasn't enough people. There just wasn't enough eyes on the project to get to the funding goal. And I kind of was anticipating, like I said, I was kind of anticipating that going into it, because I knew I hadn't put in the time to build a following and to build some buzz around it. And I've learned from that. Of course, the day it went live, I did an interview on a podcast, and it was pretty cool because the podcaster, she's on X. Let's see here, I got her name. Bear with me here. Oh, excuse me. Jessica Barbieri. And that's her @ Jessica_Barbieri, Barberi. And she's a novelist. And she had posted that, hey, do you have a book you're promoting? She was needing some guests for the month of January. So I reached out to her, and she had me on. I was the first comic book author that she'd had on her show, and it was pretty cool. I was nervous, but it went well. Ended up kind of relaxing and having a good time with it. So, and then then I was on another show called Content. And that was fun. That was really different. And I started to kind of feel more comfortable, on the screen and stuff. And then Comicsgate Commandos was a phenomenal show. That was so much fun, which led to going on to Katydid's channel. And so now I'm launching. I'm going to relaunch next Friday and going to do a live on there, and possibly be on Katydid's morning show, Friday morning show. So, but yeah, so all this stuff here, we'll keep scrolling. Project video plays, 35 plays, 31 completed the whole trailer. Frankly, I feel that's pretty good. Let's see, reward popularity. Okay, and that's just the backers. I don't want to reveal that, but this is good information. So, it kind of goes back and confirms things that I had heard leading up to it, but I took a gamble, and I don't know, I feel it paid off, because it's definitely, it definitely showed me that it was proof of concept. We had a great conversion rate from people who visited to people who backed, and that's the real win. So it's just a matter of getting more eyes on the project, right? So 22 people put real money down, 15% follower conversion. Kickstarter discovery worked. X outperformed Instagram for pledges. Which makes sense, because I didn't really start putting a lot of effort into YouTube until the last few weeks of the campaign. So, that tells us that it's something that's easier to scale than it is, say, if the art was bad or the concept was weak, which obviously that's not the case. So, I think that's pretty much all I have. I just wanted to go over these numbers with you and share this kind of behind the scenes, behind in the scenes, and what this stuff kind of looks like, and what you can kind of glean from these numbers. So that is all I have to say about that. Did you guys see me picking my nose and stuff? Was I picking my nose? Anyways, so it's going to be a short one. Oh, but like I said, let me go back over that. So yes, I am relaunching. We are relaunching Friday. I haven't determined what time of the day yet, but of course I'll make an announcement on here. I'll post it on X and likely on Instagram as well. So if you don't follow me on X, my @ is Bootlegger Comic. Oh yeah, baby. I couldn't fit it wouldn't let me put the S on there. So it's Bootlegger Comic for X. And on Instagram, it is Bootlegger Comics. You'd think I'd memorize this by now, but what boomer, right? So stay tuned. Subscribe and like and tap the bell for notifications. I keep saying "and" a lot. I didn't have anything prepared really, just kind of flying by the seat of my pants. So we're relaunching next Friday, the 27th. I don't know. It'll either be in the morning or it'll be at noon, and I'm going to see if I can take the whole day off from work. That would be awesome. I might only be able to take a few hours off, though, like maybe leave early or work half a day. But that is that. So same team, same art team, same story. Change some of the stuff up. So before I had on Kickstarter, I was offering add-ons. I had sticker sheets and a beautiful print by Hermitas Blanco, freaking awesome artist. And I don't have it on this laptop. I just got this ancient laptop. I think it's the only thing older than this laptop is that Greek computer that they found in the ocean and still don't know what it's used for. But once I get some files on here, I'll share some of this artwork. So the print by it was an add-on, but I don't see. It looks like I would have to do a separate tier for the add-ons instead of, with Kickstarter, they're a whole separate thing from the reward tiers. So what I'm going to do this time is I'm going to add the print to the package. We've got 2 package tiers. One is the Smuggler set, which includes the cover A of the Nostradamus Effect and cover B by Boo Grabera. And with that Smuggler set, we will include the print by Hermitas Blanco. And the other one is the Master Distiller. And there's only 3 of those available. It's both versions of the cover, the print, of course, and a page of original art from the book. So we're only offering 3 of those. But other than that, everything's pretty much the same. We still have the stretch goals. We've got 2 stretch goals, one at 10,000, and that is we will add to every copy the 6-page story the Cryptid Chronicles, which it focuses on Bigfoot and his friends. And it's kind of like, Seinfeld meets, Kryptonaut podcast, I guess. And so basically what it is Bigfoot is the species is, they're not really like wild creatures. They actually are from another dimension, and they're basically like super, super crazy advanced, like space monks. And he's sick of his humdrum life, and he wants something more exciting. So he leaves it all behind and comes to Earth permanently, which Earth is kind of like their naturist retreat. And it's where the big feet come to get in touch with their savage selves. But he decides to come here on an extended vacation and meet up with his old buddies. And it's the Chupacabra, and not the original Chupacabra from like Puerto Rico. This is the Texas, Mexican mange, dog with mange, basically, Chupacabra. And what else did we have? We had the Texas Goat Man, and oh shit! What else was there? Damn it! I can't remember off the top of my head. It's been a while since I've written. I've written like, we're doing them at 5 to 6 pages, and I've written like 10 issues worth. But it's flipping hilarious. Oh yeah, the Jersey Devil, and the Jersey Devil. So he's written and drawn like in the fashion of like the Jersey Shore people. So he's always got a beer and a with like cargo shorts and flip flops, and he's doing the fist pumping all the time, and he's always wanting to party. And so anyways, one of their favorite things is punking humans and stuff like that. It's very, very funny, silly. It's kind of a nice break from the heavy material of the Nostradamus Effect. So that's oh yes, and pencils and inks are by Rodrigo Riez, colors by Steve Cannon, letters by Warren Montgomery, and let's see, then that 15,000. Of course, this is assuming we get anywhere near that. At 15,000, we add a 10-page story to every issue called The Last Watch at San Saba. And this takes place in 2 different time periods. It's modern day, and it also takes place in 1757 in the same area in Texas. And the modern day, it focuses on, it's like 6 teenage friends, and we're talking like 12 to 14 age range. And they're in this little town, small town in Texas. They're bored, watch a lot of YouTube. They see some metal detecting videos. So they decide they're going to go to this old Spanish fort that is in their town. And they're going to do some metal detecting. And of course, they're imagining they're going to find, guns and swords and all kinds of stuff. And they're going to do it at night, because obviously they really shouldn't be doing that. But so they get there and they find this cedar box, this sealed cedar box. And inside the box is a journal from the captain, the very last captain who was stationed at this Presidio de San Saba. They start reading it, and that's when we have these flashbacks to the 1757 era. And it's like the best way I can describe it is Stand By Me meets The Mission meets Antlers. Sound cool? I think so. So I have 2 different artists. So I've got an artist for the modern day time frame, and I've got an artist for the 1757 time period. So Rod Looper is doing the pencils and inks for the modern day, and Roberto Ali will be doing pencils and inks for the 1757 time period. Steve Cannon, once again, on colors. What say you come by and mow my lawn sometime? Pretty cool. And and letters, once again, by Warren Montgomery. So those are our 2 stretch goals. If anything changes, I'll bring it up on launch day, but that won't change. Those will definitely be stretch goals and at those increments. Okay, I went a little longer than I anticipated. I am my own favorite subject. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you on Friday. All right. Have a great night. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.